wanted to pop on quick and give you guys a really cool story slash download, whatever you want to call it. So I had the chance to pace a friend of mine at the Monster 300, Arizona Monster 300, and it was awesome. The experience, that is. So a buddy of mine that I met years ago, he's pretty darn good at these longer races. I've paced him a few times at Cocodona. He paced me at Cocodona, and I thought I really, was going to be ready for this and what to expect. Fortunately, or fortunately, in his case, unfortunately in my case, I was pacing him from Zimmerman to Casablanca, and it was something like 60 something miles, and sections between aid stations are super long. I'm building my training back up, coming for Sedona Canyons, so I thought I was good to go. I've done all of those longer distances. I got down there and was so humbled by these guys. So Josh Locke, the friend I'm mentioning, when I picked him up, I think he was in second, and don't quote me on all these different numbers, but we literally pushed so hard, and we ended up at one point being he was in first position. I'm pacing him, so we're just pushing super hard. It gets super hot, and he's battling these two guys for first and second and third. So it's Taylor Spike, Pete Mortimer, and then Josh. And these guys are all just amazing athletes. But what I wanted to focus on was two things. One, how humbling it was to watch them. I kind of had it in my mind that I've done ultras before. I know what to expect. I've never been involved with ones these fast. These guys were moving so fast. It was so hot. The terrain was so rocky and difficult, and it was just unbelievable to watch. At a few points, Pete ran up, and this is when he took first place, and congratulated Josh, and they talked to each other for a minute. They'd known each other before this, and he didn't look like fresh, but he was moving like it was, a fast 5K. I mean, that's kind of over exaggerating. He was moving so fast, and we watched him on the tracker just take off. And we battled Taylor Spike for that next position for a while. And again, unbelievable how amazing these athletes are. T Spike was just a machine, and I'm obviously not leaving my buddy out, Josh. He was incredible as well. I obviously spent the most time with him, hours and hours. And those sections were so long, and so the mileage between aid stations was so much more than I've ever had. I've had a few long stints, but these were consistently 15, 17 miles. The last one was 22 miles. At one point I said, Josh, you're going to drop me. I'm not moving as fast as you need to move. And his response was interesting. He's like, I need you. I was like, my mind thinking, you don't need me. I'm kind of holding you back. And I said, if you need to, just move on from this next aid station, and I'll find my way back to base camp. That next 22-mile stretch after that, which was the last leg I did, I mean, I was exhausted. It felt like, day 2 or 3 of Cocodona, stumbling around. I'm falling asleep, and he's doing the same thing. And I was kind of glad I didn't leave him, because I needed him as well. And we kept each other awake. But it was so cool to see these top level guys just battle it out. And they did. It was so cool to watch. So that's one thing I wanted to talk about, was how these guys, I'll call them elite because I think they are so incredible. The amount of training they put in, their mindset, just everything. The humility between athletes. I mean, they were congratulating each other. You're doing so good. I mean, you guys look great. I mean, it was just really cool to watch. There was some egos, but they weren't you couldn't hear it in their voice or their tone or anything. It was just really cool to see that camaraderie and respect between these guys. And so the other thing I want to talk about was the fact that I was so unprepared for this, embarrassingly unprepared for this. My feet are destroyed. I run in Arizona, and I know this. It's so rocky, and the rocks move around. Within the first half of my segment, I mean, my feet were just trashed. And I'd done nothing long, really. I'm slowly building up. I don't want to get injured before Sedona Canyon, so I'm slowly building up, and this was such a good reality check of like what it takes. You forget I've done all these distances, and this is real talk. was so unprepared. It was embarrassing. Me personally, no one said anything. Maybe they did, but I didn't hear them. But it was pretty embarrassing to myself that I underestimated the distance. So that's kind of the message I wanted to share was one, the camaraderie among ultra runners, but these watching these guys battle it out was just amazing to see. And then don't underestimate your distance. If you're moving up or if you are going to tackle an adventure run or whatever it is, don't underestimate the distance. I made a lot of mistakes. I miscalculated the drop bags and timing, and my salt was in a drop bag that was further down the course, and so I'm like trying to get salt from payday bar. I made every mistake under the sun, and I'm actually jotting some of this down to do something for the channel because I think it's super important, especially as you're beginning and maybe leveling up as to a next distance. All these little things that, heck, I've done it before and I forgot it. Definitely good refresher, definitely good humbling experience. I mean, yeah, I'll tackle more of it, but it was interesting. Let's just say that. So coming soon, but I just wanted to drop that since the monster is still going on. Amazing athletes, everyone out there from the back of the pack, the mid to the front. Incredibly impressed by everyone. It was just so cool to see again. So have a good day, guys.